2021 World Champions。
自己的土豆雷上，而神森森的出枪 ，LGD 在正面的位置。
Guys, I'm wondering, is China still number one? Is it or is it not, please? China number one!
Listen, I know what you're thinking right now, but China number one isn't just a meme. It's becoming a reality. You just don't know it yet. I really hate to preface this video with such a sad story, but it needs to be said. The monotonous grind of being an adult has really started to get to my head, and, well, I hate to say it, but it's caused me to relapse on Chinese gacha games. What's a Chinese gacha game? You're probably wondering. To be so ignorant, I wish I could be there too. But it's time to wake up, princess. The Chinese are in your pocket, and they're coming for your wallet. It started like any tragic tale, waking up in bed at 4 p.m., surrounded by a backlog of untouched Steam games and self-loathing. There they sat, dozens of AAA titles I bought on sale just to never play. But playing those games required movement and using my brain, and that was way too much for me. So naturally, I reached for the closest thing possible. My phone. Warning, nothing good ever comes from phone games. After a 3-minute download, I was commanding superheroes in Marvel Strike Force. I don't even like Marvel, but I do like wasting my time and gambling.
Nice.
Instantly, I was hooked. Within weeks, I was 10% emotionally invested and about 100% financially obligated to play a Marvel game. Ranked somewhere in the tens of thousands on the leaderboard, I was on top of the world, some would say. Well, that was until my girlfriend at the time dumped me. I was blindsided. But looking back, honestly, she was probably just jealous of my level 90 Kestrel. Who could blame her? Yeah, that's probably why. Long story short, China's pushing digital fentanyl now, but this time it's hidden inside anime splash art and login rewards. And you and your loved ones are one step or finger press away from a life full of dark realities. After spending hundreds on one game and getting bored of it, I'd try a new one like Diablo Immortal and Honkai Star Rail, and repeatedly I was being ripped and gripped in places that no man should ever be, but I loved it. I used to make fun of kids for playing shit like this. Now I'm 1 pull away from buying a pillow that looks like this. I'm joking, I think. So how did we even get here? In the 80s and 90s, China dubbed video games as a spiritual pollution. They banned consoles in 2000 and doubled down for 15 years straight. That's not just anti-fun. That's going to the bar with your friends and ordering a green tea levels of fucked up. While Westerners were discovering Halo, Chinese kids were in smoky PC cafes playing Counter-Strike on VPN, or even worse, playing Nokia-age phone games. But even without official access, their market grew. The MMO Fantasy Westward Journey became a major hit. By 2005, the Chinese video game industry was already pushing a value of $600 million. This period in Chinese gaming history might sound like a major setback, but it wasn't. It was Chinese gaming's origin story. So what came after the spiritual pollution arc? The money arc. Thus began the era of Tencent. Tencent is basically Mr. Moneybags that goes around buying into projects to profit off of them. And boy did they dabble in a little bit of good old capitalism. Riot, 100% owned. Epic Games, 40% owned. FromSoft, Ubisoft, Blizzard, sprinkle some Tencent money on that. Tencent was doing the Microsoft jig. In just over a decade, they racked up 600 plus gaming investments globally, a portfolio Warren Buffett could commend. But if you haven't been living under a rock, you should have already heard of Tencent by now. They're old news at this point. This was just to show the beginning of a new turn in Chinese culture where gaming is becoming more and more accepted and invested in. What we're really here to talk about is this little secret sauce that China was developing under the hood. If you haven't noticed, there's actually some really good games that you can play on your phone or a tablet these days, and most of them are coming from China. Society is on the brink of a golden age of taking shits. But at what cost? But with every good comes a little bad. Remember those gacha games we talked about earlier? Gacha games weaponize your desire to flex against you. At some point, we aren't paying to win. We're gambling for acceptance. For a 0.6% chance at unlocking a waifu with cat ears, or a dude with a sword named Wandering Sinner Viper. That's actually a pretty sick name. Let's be real. When you're sitting on that throne with your phone, it's just you and your credit card, all alone, with nobody to judge you. Logging into a gacha kind of feels like Christmas morning, but with rent looming and no actual physical gifts to show for it. And they know this. That's why they flood you with login rewards, time-limited events, and 10 different in-game currencies that all convert like a crypto scam. And don't get me wrong, I fucking love grinding for those 10 different currencies and unlocking a new one with every different button press. But something tells me it's more about the psychological manipulation than actually enjoying the game. They've learned to take psychological manipulation and turn it into a live service. And it's worked so well that the Chinese government said, sorry kids, you're only allowed to play 3 hours of online gaming a week, because they know how bad things can get with these games. 3 hours a week. Meanwhile, in America, little Timmy just sent $40 over to Chongqing City. Real city, by the way, so yeah, you can't get me on that one. Just for a C-tier husbando like this guy right before his spelling bee.
Can you spell Chongqing, Timmy?
Chongqing. C-H-O-N-G-Q-I-N-G. Chongqing.
You got it!
Just to put this gacha phenomenon into perspective, let's use Genshin Impact, for example. It didn't just show up, it kicked in the door with $1 billion in mobile revenue in 6 months. That's faster than Pokemon Go. It was a global sleeper agent, looked Japanese, felt like Zelda, but was actually made in Shanghai. Suddenly, every streamer was rolling for 5-star anime characters like it was some new religion. The creator of Genshin, Hoyoverse, followed up with Honkai Star Rail, my personal favorite, and that game had 30 million pre-registers before the game even launched. Okay, talking about cool guys with swords and sick names, let's take a second to appreciate my boy Blade. I want to do whatever I can, whip out my wallet and spend as much as I can to make sure my boy Blade is as powerful and lives as good of a life that he possibly can. Wait. This wasn't an accident. This was the plan, and it's working. Just look at the latest mobile revenue charts. 6 out of the top 10 grossing games globally are made in China. Titles like Honor of Kings, Whiteout Survival, and Last War Survival are raking in hundreds of millions a month, often without Western gamers even noticing. The fact that there's a website dedicated to tracking gacha games revenue and tracking top gainers and top losers like some type of stock market says something. The gacha genre just seems kind of like the type of genre that caters to people that care about stuff like that. With the live service nature of these gacha games, it's almost like analyzing how much the game is actually profiting is a sign of the game's health, if the devs are doing good, and if it's worth checking out. Like, check out this Naruto mobile game, only available in China, by the way. It's like 10 years old and jank as shit. $40 million last month, by the way. They must be doing something right? While the West is arguing about monetization ethics, China is thinking about what new IP they can monetize as heavily as they can next. China used to keep their games in China.
These dolls are required to upgrade your Pokemon. Able to view dolls' details.
And for good reason. Nintendo be like, we ain't gotta sue them, do we? But now, we're getting games like this. Silver Palace was just announced a couple of weeks ago. It's this surprisingly gorgeous and well-themed fantasy RPG. People see it and they're like, wow, what the heck is this? Everyone, it blew up. It's in the comments, it's on Twitter. Everyone's like, this looks awesome. Until you scroll down in the comments and see, coming to consoles, PC, and mobile. Damn, I know exactly what this is now. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but I hope this doesn't mean it's going to be filled with microtransactions. Probably another gacha game. Yes, like what many others have said, it's probably a gacha game, unfortunately. Gacha games are worse than ever because of Genshin. Gacha slop. Instantly, you feel a little bit sad about this new game that you're so excited about being this gacha game. But then you scroll a little further. Oh my god, looks so perfect. just what I needed. But I was wondering, will there be playable men? These character designs were perfected. Man, Genshin Impact looks like 10 console generations behind graphically compared to all these modern gacha games coming out, and it gives you a little hope. These Chinese gacha games don't need to trick you anymore. Gacha games are like anything society used to hate. Give it a little time, rebrand it, eventually it becomes marketable. Sure, it's gacha, but it plays amazing. They give out tons of free rolls. It's not that pay to win. We used to mock these games. Now we're rationalizing them. And you know what? I'm okay with that. China doesn't have to force any of its crap down your throat. They just let you do it yourself. Realistically, this isn't just about gacha games anymore. That's a very specific niche genre. It's more about a new meta of game design. China has built a reputation by borrowing from popular titles. Soon, everyone will be borrowing from them. Naraka Bladepoint, for example, a melee-focused battle royale that's top 10 on Steam daily for 3 years running. Marvel Rivals, a genius IP collaboration with constant updates, also in the top 10 daily. And Fragpunk, that's just my personal favorite, a clear Valorant clone with tons of monetization, but I love it. None of these are technically gacha games, but they feel like they were designed by people who majored in psychology at Gacha University. Progression, cosmetics, daily logins, FOMO events. These studios that could be considered by a lot of Western standards as indie developers or even AA studios are dropping more updates in a month than a Western developer drops in an entire year. And you, the gamer, can enjoy all of this for free. Just don't gamble, and you can enjoy the game without paying a single penny. The thing is that they know how to make you care just enough to want to spend a little bit and a little bit more every day. And that's all they need. This is the Chinese game grind. It's funny how the grind in these games mirrors the real-life hustle of Chinese culture today. Sometimes it's a high score. Sometimes it's a social credit score. Sometimes the grind rewards you with loot boxes. Sometimes it's a fruit box, straight from a vending machine in the sweatshop cafeteria. And sometimes it's just a cozy gameplay loop that rewires your brain. And honestly, sometimes that's just enough for me. Say what you want about gacha games and what you know about them so far, but honestly, they respect your time in the weirdest way. You log in, you do your thing, and at the end of the day, you feel like you got something out of it. It kind of messes me up to admit this, but I kind of believe in the future of Chinese games more than I do Western ones right now. And I'm not saying that China's gonna take over the whole thing. I mean, this year alone, there's been some really good games from all over the place. Europe is killing it, Japan is making moves, and even some US studios are seeming to wake up from their coma. But when it comes to what's actually working, China may have found that secret recipe. They're not just taking over games, they're rewiring the gamer's brain.
And maybe that's not such a bad thing. Oh, Viper, sick!